All right. In the next 1 to 2 minutes, we kick off. Okay, let's start. I'm going to be asking series of questions. For that, let me share my screen. And I would want you to answer me so that I know that you are with me. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
There's no need to unmute. Just type in the comments. The comment is open. So, okay. Thank you very much. So today we're going to be focusing on how to create high converting design systems that can increase your income. How to create high converting systems to increase your income. And like we saw yesterday, I started by showing you a sneak peek of what is possible so that you know that, okay, we are actually not here to play. That was what I was trying to show you yesterday when I was talking about your mindset, when I was telling you about the things that are actually possible if you set the right systems in place. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Yesterday, I asked a series of questions. I asked you why your designs don't convert. I asked you a series of questions and I shared some stories, some examples. And I know that to some extent, it might have felt uncomfortable to listen to all that I had to say yesterday because, like people say, the truth kind of is bitter. I don't know how true that statement is. But if that statement is true, then a lot of what I said yesterday might have hit you in some spots. So today, I want you to understand that discomfort is usually the point where growth starts. Like the first time I knew that I had a lot of things to work on was when I was uncomfortable with just not even earning for my design. That was when I knew that, okay, it seems there are other steps to take and there are other things that are achievable. If you've ever felt that your design deserved more pay, if you've ever felt that right now I could earn more for my design, then I don't think you are very, very far from where you're supposed to be. You're already in the right spot. In Nigeria, most of the times we designers, we have this major problem. We think our talent, our skills, our creativity is the problem. Sometimes we think hard work is the problem. Sometimes we think smart work is the problem. But the problem is a lot of designers are not taught how to respond to design. We're not even taught how to manage expectations in design. Those things were not even taught to all of us. We're just taught how to handle tools, how to achieve specific results, how to replicate designs, how to sometimes model designs and achieve certain results. And that was all. And if you look at it, talent is just emotional. Some days you are inspired, some days you are not. There are some days creativity will be running from you. There are some days creativity will be holding your neck. But because talent is emotional, the only reason why some designers, even when they don't feel very creative, achieve certain results is because they are following certain systems. And if you build your business on systems, if you build your career, your design skill on systems and not just your talent or your creativity, you are going to move from an ordinary designer to a very creative designer. In short, they're going to move from another designer to a high-earning designer. Business don't pay for mood, they pay for results. That's why a designer with average talent but strong systems will earn more than a talented designer who just guesses. The reason why some designers are not, to you, they're not very talented, but they earn more than you, is because they are not using their talents as the only bus stop to making money from their skill. They are also using systems that have been set and put in place for money to come in. So you want to make money from your skill, you have to understand structure, understand systems, and not just use hope as a strategy. If hope is your strategy, then there's no money for you. Now, I want to give you a very simple example, and I need your response in the comment section. Who do you think would get a job out of two designers and they apply for a job? Maybe not even an application that is send your CV and email. Just tell us what you can do. The first one says, I know I can do it. I'll try my best. That's designer A. Designer B says, the structure or this kind of structure can create click-through rates and make people inquire about your product once I do the design. Who do you think will get paid more? Designer A says, I know I can do it and I'll try my best. Designer B says, if we follow this certain structure in your design, it is going to increase your click-through rates and get you more clients. Okay, people say designer B. And the only reason why that is possible, is because designer A understands what he wants to do, but he doesn't know how to achieve that result. Designer B knows what he wants to do, knows what he intends for his clients to achieve, and knows how to achieve the results. Designer B is somebody that is not using hope, he's not using creativity. He knows that if he follows this certain procedure, he's going to get this certain result. The only reason why you can describe the directions to your house to somebody is because you not only know your house, you know how to get to your house. In short, if there are different routes to your house, you know maybe 3 shortcuts that you can describe, and anybody that is understanding would get it without having to miss the road. You can tell somebody from my bus stop, just follow this place, you're going to get to my house. The only reason why it's possible because you don't just know it by saying, I've seen it before. You know it because you've lived there, you've done it several times. That's why, to an extent, even if your eyes are closed in your house, you can still navigate some places. Even if some places are dark in your house, you can still go from A to B and try to get something in your house and know some things to avoid because you have lived it over and over. Now, that is systems, not just guesswork. That is using systems and not just guesswork. Now, I've talked a lot about how to think better, how to change your mindset. Let's look at some practical examples on how you can get better results with your design first, because we need to make sure that your design is not a poor design before we can say, okay, this is how we can get more clients. We're going to be looking at anatomy of an high converting design. Now, anatomy in biology is talking about the structure. If you say the anatomy of a human being, you're talking about the skeleton, the bone, the eyes, the ears, the legs, and stuff like that. That is just what anatomy represents. Every high converting design answers 3 questions. The first question is, what is this? Second question is, why should I care? The third question is, what should I do next? For each of these questions, if you don't analyze it, then you've already failed and the outcome of your design is going to be poor. Each question shows what happened when it is missing. So if you don't know what this is, you'll not even know what is missing in your design. It also shows where changes are necessary. If you don't know what the design is for, you don't know why the person who is viewing your design should care. Because this question now is not for you specifically, it's for the target audience of your clients. If you do a design, for example, the reason why you were able to click the link and join this class was because you knew that it was for you. And the reason why you cared is because after seeing the headline, you could read and understand that, okay, some things in this class are things that I could gain from. So what is this is the first question that is answered for designers. The second is, why should you care? You should care because you want to improve your skill or you want to learn about design. That answers the question. The third is, what should I do next? That's where you see click the link, join the group, and stuff like that. These are questions that you should ask before you start a design. If a design does not clearly answer this, the brain hesitates. Your brain just kind of freezes. And once your brain freezes, there's no action. And once there's no action, there's no result or there's no money for the business. Now, let's take a quick audit exercise. We want to look at some design structure samples and how they can give you results. Now, this is a design structure, as you can see, where structure is underneath it. We are seeing something that tells us if you have to create your design like this, you could achieve these results. We see headline, subheading, then we see some body text. Let me try and make some description. And we see a call to action down below it. This is telling you that if you just follow this structure, you put your headline on top, you put the subheading under it, you put your call to action or your body by the side, you put the image on the left side, right side, and your call to action down. This is a structure you can follow. And see a practical example. Two practical examples even. The first, the headline, which you can see very clearly. Then there's subheading under it. Then there's the body and the call to action and the image on the right side of the design. This is just even following design structure without having to add creativity to it. Now, you can say design is creative because in the end, we added elements, we added styles, we added shapes, colors that made the design look very nice. But if we strip these colors, text, colors, and maybe elements that are there, you would almost have the same results because the design follows a certain structure. The second design by the side too also follows that kind of structure. Now, it only takes your creativity to know when to adjust, when to change some things a bit, when to where and what to you put in certain places, but it follows the same structure. Now, if you were to follow these samples without even trying to be extra creative at all, that you're not even saying, I want to be too creative, you are going to see that you are going to move your design from just the ordinary design that you don't even know the style or concept you want to use to achieving designs that will give you the same results. Now, here's what this does for you. The headline tells you what to do or why you should read or who it is for. That's the headline. The subheading is once you have caught their attention, now they are interested in your design, this is what to read. And then the call to action is clearly stated, telling them this is what to do next. You see that the arrangement is now depending on you, but this already follows and applies all the principles without having to do too much. Now ask yourself this question. The last set of designs that you did, did they answer these three questions? I want to know if you tell me yes or no in the comment section. Did they answer these three questions? The last set of designs that you did. Did they answer these three questions? Who it's for? What they should do? And why they should be interested? Did your last set of design answer this question? Okay. Somebody said yes, the rest of them said no. So it means if you start following, adding structure or systems to your design, you are going to start achieving different results. Now let's look at another sample. So you know that it is unlimited. It's just to as much as you can imagine. Now this is another sample and another headline style or another structure style. Now we see the headline is now on the left totally. The first one, you could decide to put it on the left, you could decide to put it in the center or at the right. But the second one says the headline and subheading has to stay on the left. Then the image can start from the top to down, the call to action and the body. And you can see how it was used in these two designs. Two different designs. One it's an award design, the other one is more of a birthday design for an elderly person. And you can see that it achieved the same result but with different concepts without doing too much. In short, this is as simple as it gets. The background is not too much, the elements are not too much, text are not too much, and it achieved a very, in short, a lot of you here would want to know how to do this design. But the only reason why you'll be able to create this design is if you have a structure that you are following. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are more that you can play with. But if we start playing with all these structure types of design here, we're not going to end tonight. So, like I said, part of the bonus is you're going to be getting the full guide on how to use these structures with samples like this after the class. Now, let's go to designer confidence. Yesterday, we were talking about having the confidence to charge certain amounts of money without having the fear that the client will say no and whatnot. Now, this is what a lot of designers are thinking. What if the client says it doesn't work? What if someone else can do it cheaper? I know that a lot of persons have that question because I had it too. Now, what this does is you are setting yourself up for failure. If you already think that if I tell certain clients my price, they might already tell me no, or the other persons that can do it cheaper and stuff like that. Low price is not humility. That you are charging very, very low is not because you're humble. It's because you're uncertain. Your confidence doesn't come from boldness, it comes from structure. If you know that you can achieve certain results for your client, you are going to be confident enough to do certain things or set certain prices. The reason why you can go to the hospital and have the confidence that you are in the right place, except you have had bad news about the hospital, but you can go to the hospital and then you have the confidence that you're in the right place, is because the doctor will have had series of maybe operations, of treatments for people, and maybe for years the hospital has remained the same. You have not heard any bad news. You have not heard that people are dying randomly in the hospital and stuff like that. That is the only reason why you could trust your doctor and put your life in his hand. Now, the doctor can treat you confidently because he has done it over time. He now has a certain procedure that once you come, he does tests, he does maybe medical checkups or what they call it, and he gives you his diagnosis and tells you what to do. The doctor does not start from giving you a drug first without knowing your condition. The doctor does not tell you pay money first without telling you what is wrong with you. Even though he's going to ask for his money, he's going to first tell you this is the problem, this is what we think we can do to it, and this is the diagnosis. Then you know, okay, I'm confident enough that this person knows what he's doing and I can give him my money. So if you know what you are doing, you already know what you can achieve with your designs, then it's easier for you to say, this is my price and stand by it. Now, you have to reframe your pricing to logical and not emotional. You don't have to use emotions to price designs or to price your services. You have to use logic. The logic is, what value am I offering to my clients? If I tell them I'm giving them this, am I very sure that this design is enough to convince their own clients or their own prospects and get them the results that they want? If you can answer these questions, then it's easier for you to tell them certain prices without having doubts. If you do random designs, then you collect random money. Every design that you create is different. Or if every design that you create is different, your income will be different every month. Systems allow you to work faster, deliver better, and attract repeat clients. That's how your income becomes predictable. Now, a lot of persons will tell you niche down, focus on one niche and stuff like that. What they are saying is true. The reason is because it's easier for you to get certain kinds of clients if you can give certain kinds of results. That's why you say that some persons do YouTube banners because they have gotten so good with YouTube banners and they are very sure that the YouTube banner design can attract audience to view your designs faster than normal. Now, it doesn't limit you from doing other designs. It just tells you this is what you focus on. That's why some persons focus on marketing designs, designs for businesses, designs for advertisements. In short, a lot of persons don't even know what they are or which kind of designers they are. If I ask you, there are different branches of design. Which one do you fall under? If you're a designer here, which branch of design are you under? You know the answer, let me know. Which branch of design would you say you're a designer? Should I list it? I don't know list it. I want to know if you know. You know the branch of design you fall under or the branch of design you want to learn. If you are just starting out, then it means you don't know it. But it's something that you're supposed to know. Now, a lot of designers are marketing and advertising designers. You do designs for church, you are a marketing and advertising designer, except you are working on branding or logo design, then it separates you a bit. But these designs, that any design that is for calling attention, telling people what to do, maybe generating leads, informing people about the product and offer a service, or just generally informing people about a brand, it is marketing and advertising, because you are telling people, you are informing people, you're trying to get people to do certain things and stuff like that. Brand identity is working on brands, giving them visuals that they can use for their product. Then there's logo design, which is kind of almost the same thing with brand identity. Then there's motion design, a lot of things. But a lot of designers don't even know what the end goal of their job description is. So how do you even know what to do to be able to retain certain clients and attract them? So the first step is knowing who you are. The first step is knowing who you are and who you work for, or who you service, or who it is that you get results for. So now that you've known that you're a marketing and advertising designer, or you're a logo designer, or you're a brand identity designer, it now makes you know how you can achieve those goals or those results for your clients. So you can see it's beyond just saying, I can get you this result. Also knowing who you serve. Don't know, is unmuting the mic there. So let's look at some things together. If every flyer that you post or an art design that you create, and you can't improve, you can't measure, you can't promise results, then you don't have a repeat client, you don't get referrals, there's no confidence for you, and there's no predictable income. If the designs that you create for your clients cannot get certain results, like I said yesterday, if you make money for your clients, it's easier for your clients to come back to you. You do not make money for your clients, then there's nothing for you. So how do you then start making money for your client? It means you have to start and go back to the beginning of knowing who you are, which I addressed a bit. Once you've done that, it's easier for you to then go and start creating systems, start using structures, start knowing where and when and how to approach certain persons. I promised yesterday I was going to go a little bit in depth into getting clients today. And I said something, I said, if you have to get your first clients, you have to get your first clients and you are waiting for them, then there's nothing for you. You want to get your first client maybe in the next 1 week or in the next 1 month, and you intend to just post without reaching out to clients, then there's nothing for you. I know persons that have gone to do physical outreaches. They know that their family is not going to help them. They know that their parents are not going to help them. They went to business owners in their communities who they know might need their services. For example, if you go to a prominent person in your street that does a certain business and you pitch to them that you can do a design for them that they can print out as a banner and hang in their shop to get customers for free. You're not even charging them. You're saying, okay, I want to get my first client, but I want to do a free job. Do you know that if that person does the flyer and the flyer converts, it's easier for the person first of to either come back and say, I want more flyers, maybe next time for something else. Or somebody asks them who did this for you, and then they refer somebody to you. And in just that small gesture, you can get your first clients without stress. Now, I'm not saying do free designs, and I'm not saying don't do free designs. You have to understand that everything is strategy. For example, you send somebody a DM on Instagram and you tell them, I've gone through your page. I know that you need certain kinds of designs for your brand for promotion, and you offer them something for free. I tell them, I intend to do the first two designs they're going to need for certain campaigns for free, and the extra three at this charge. Now, you're not going there empty-handed and saying, I want to do a free design for you. You're telling them you want to do something free for them, but you're going to give them 5 designs, 2 are going to be free, and then the remaining 3, you charge them for it. It's easier for the person to say, because of those 2 free designs, yeah, let me work with you. And when you just go there and say, I can achieve this result for you, like that, without offering them something that can pique their interest or make them interested in your brand. Because, like I said now, you have to build trust first. Your first few clients are the trust base that you build before you can get more clients that can pay you more money. Because the results that you're going to put on your portfolio, that you're going to put on your website or your Instagram page, is going to come from the first set of clients that you have and the results that you get. So if there's no result right now, the easiest way to get results, the easiest way to get results is to look for that result. And how do you look for the result? It's by going to meet people who are in the place that can give you the result. So whether it's via email, whether it's physically, whether it's on Instagram or LinkedIn or anywhere that you know that your clients are, the easiest way to get their attention is to give them something for free. Because, like I said, they don't know you, they don't even like you, but you have the solution to their problem and you know that you can offer them solutions. So if you've gotten the design side right, that you know that right now I can create a design and this design would, in the barest minimum, convert attention without even being too beautiful or too creative, you've solved the first problem. The second problem now is getting clients. Now, if you get your first set of clients, how do you retain them? How do you manage them? How do you build their trust? How do you guide yourself? Because there's also this thing with Nigerians. We know that we like to cheat people. Or maybe you don't like to cheat persons, but a lot of persons like to cheat people. That's why a lot of people run away from volunteering. That's why a lot of people run away from doing free work, because they will use you in the Nigerian codes way. We don't want people to use us. But there's also a saying that anything that is not useful is useless. I don't know if you've heard it before, but here for the first time. Anything that is not useful is useless. But to not be too used, you have to guide yourself. So there are client management systems that can help you get to the clients. Once you've gotten them, manage them, handle objections, because some clients will come and say, this your price line is too big, or it's too much, or this your offer is not too clear. And you know that this is the right response, this is the right way to go about it, and stuff like that. Now, there's artificial intelligence that is in quote threatening the jobs of designers. How do you infuse artificial intelligence to your work so that you are not totally depending on artificial intelligence, but you are not totally exempt from the use of artificial intelligence? In short, most of the designs now that I do, I was working on some designs last week and we needed models for the brand. But the brand, where I am and the brand, we are not physical, and the brand does not want to go to a studio to shoot pictures for now. So what did we do? We went to AI, we created the design. It's for a cloth, like it's a clothing brand. And then we created models from AI, and then we put the design on the models. And from just one model, we created different mood boards, different samples, different views, different colors. And we achieved the result that the person wanted. In short, we created videos from just AI model pictures, and the brand was very well satisfied. Now, the same result was gotten because I was aware that certain things are now in place to help your job easier. In short, it's easier for you to get design done faster now because you already can, without even being too creative, ask AI for the direction that you want to build, the results you want to get, and with just simple prompts. You don't have to be a master of prompt engineering. You just know what to say to the maybe ChatGPT use or Gemini or Claude, whatever tool it is you're using. and then you get certain results fast and easy. In short, if you're using Canva Pro now, or maybe Affinity, there are certain prompts you can give the AI, and then you get certain designs, and all you have to do is just make up certain custom edits. But you have to know what you want to tell it before you can achieve certain results. The reason why Mr. A will go to his AI and ask it something, and Mr. B will ask the same thing, but in a different way and get a better result is because one knows what to ask for, the second one does not. For example, now that you know two structure of design that you can use to create design, if you want to create a design, it's easier for you to know that, okay, I'm using this structure, and you start creating than for you to start just. Now, when you are doing your research, you're going to be doing your research in line of what you already know what to create, not just random research. Not just random research. The reason why I would go to my canvas and create a better design, and you would go and create a design and it will not be better, is because I already know the direction that I want to go in my design. I already know what I want to achieve. Now, this is not saying that you will not have any problem again as a designer if you have structure. This is not saying your life will 100% be perfect. It's saying that a lot of the time that you start again would be eliminated. You already have what to do. You just have to build on it. In the structure sample I showed you, if I decide to change the position of the image and the text, it's easier for me because I already have a structure style. I just have to change the placements. In this one now, you're going to see that the two headlines are different. One is in the middle and one is at the left side, because I already had a structure that I wanted to follow. All I had to do was just be extra creative and place the elements anywhere I like, and place the images anywhere I like, without having to do maybe too much. But this is just telling you that certain things can be achieved without stress if you know exactly what to do. All you have to do is build on it. All you have to do is just build on what it is that you have right now. And this is where your confidence for better pricing starts from. This is where you know that if I tell my clients this, I can be rest assured that I would achieve the result that I intend to give them and make money from my skill. I'm saying it again. If you make money for your clients, it's easier for them to come back to you. So more money for your client means more money for you. And your clients would not blame you for their failures. They blame their business for their failures or their customers for their failures, especially when it has to do that with your designs involved. So if you know that you want to better the lives of yourself and your clients, then it's best that you start from the basics and have a structure that you follow. A lot of persons on this call now don't have a portfolio. If I ask you a portfolio is now, you will say, I have a PDF or have a Google Drive link, or maybe one website that is just there. And even your portfolio doesn't have a structure that can convert clients. That's why some people go there and eventually they just say, okay, I'll get back to you, and they run away. Because your portfolio is not just to show them design, it's also to take them on a journey. Now, I would also show you how to handle clients. This brings me to a bad experience that I had sometime in 2024. Do you know that PTSD is real? I've been hearing it. I've watched movies, mostly American movies, and you would hear that maybe somebody was in the army, and maybe because of killings and stuff like that, they come back from war and they are having memories, they are having feelings, they're having certain episodes that takes them back to how they felt during when they were killing people up and down. But I did not know that certain experiences can trigger PTSD. That for like 3 months, I did not want to hear my phone ring, especially WhatsApp. But if you call me on WhatsApp, I would not pick up. And troubled me, not only me and a lot of persons for months, because I worked with a client. Fun fact is, me and my friends and some other persons we work with the same client. I worked for this person for 3 months, and in 3 months, up to 7 persons quit before me. Like it's a company. So we were working on different aspects, social media designers, website designers, graphic designers, virtual assistants. We're working on the project, and some persons quit. Like every month, at least 3 persons must quit in just 3 months. We're having meetings, calls, complaints, a lot of things. But after the process, it made me understand that I don't have a client management system. I was just freestyling and living life the way it comes. Now, life would always bring different things. Life would always bring different hard times. But knowing what and how to handle certain situations would make it easier for you. Do you know that if you had given your client a contract that stated clearly, not just come and sign here, we're working together, that stated clearly the deliverables, the revisions, the time frame, the payment structure, it is easier for you to get your money back or to even sue somebody than pursuing somebody in the DM and saying, I've not gotten your message with money, send me my money, and stuff like that. She's not saying that if the client signs, the person will not be able to disturb you more. It's just saying that somebody who has signed a contract is more easier to control or organize than somebody that you would just do word of mouth is on the call that you said they are going to pay me 2K tomorrow and 2K next tomorrow. And that's all. So the reason why some of your clients run with your money is because they know that there's nothing you can do. You don't, apart from their number that you have and maybe their Instagram page, you don't know them from anywhere. There's nothing that is binding itself you together. So they know how to trick you and run away. Now, I have something for you that I know would be very helpful. In the last 2 days, or yesterday and today, I've shown you some reasons why your design don't convert. I've shown you how they affect your income. I've shown you why or how you can create high converting designs or what they look like. But there's something I've not taught you. I've not taught you how to build these systems step by step. I've not taught you how to apply them across different designs. I've not taught you how to monetize your skill fully. And it's intentional because there are a lot of things that we can talk about, and 2 days will not be enough. In short, the time it will take to talk about building systems step by step is going to be long. And that is why I built Design to Cash. And it's just for one reason, to help designers stop guessing and start earning. This is not another design course. This is a design course plus an income system. I'll walk you through. This is a system I've already built, so it's not something that it's promised in the future. This is a system that works, that I've tested. I have persons that have gotten the course without even putting in public, and they already know what is inside. So I'm going to walk you through how to build high converting systems with videos and PDF guides that are visuals, not writing text alone and saying, go and do what you want to do. I'll teach you how to create marketing and advertising designs. I'll teach you how to position yourself properly, how to charge with confidence, and how to attract better clients. Everything here is practical. Everything is structured. Everything is built around results. And you might ask, who is it for? It's not for everybody. It's for you if you are tired of low-paying jobs. You're tired of 2K, 3K, 5K. It's for you if you want consistency. It's for you if you want to be able to design with confidence. It's for you if you want your skill to pay you back. If your skill is just a side also, maybe it's not for you. But this is not for you if you want motivation, because I figured out that there are a lot of persons that get these courses and just abandon them in the drive and don't go through it. And that is the reason why I decided to go a different route when creating this course. I created a course in 2023 or 2024, and a lot of persons got the course. A lot of persons attended some of the live sessions, and the rest of the course, they did not go through it. In short, after doing checkups and feedback, I found out that it felt like the course was boring to a lot of persons. Not because the course was boring, but because we know as Nigerians, we don't stay in one place for a long time. Our lives, our attention span is very, very short. So I decided what would make people interested. Let's give them results. So that is why this course was created. This course is a result-oriented course. If you need motivation, it's not for you. If you want results, so that you know that you want results, then this course is for you because the guides are just if you don't want any video, if you just follow the guides alone, you can just change your design in a short while. If you want motivation, you can continue designing the same way and hoping that things will change. Or you can come and learn how the systems that work and how to make it work. The choice is yours. I don't promise overnight success, but I promise you that if you apply what is inside this course, your design would never remain the same, and neither would your income. If you want to get it, I'm going to send the link to the course to the group, or you could just go and type letstude.com/design to cash, or send me the word design to cash in my DM right now. Anything you need, both the structure for a portfolio, client management systems, code DMs, briefs. That's if you don't even know what to send the client when you are sending code DM, everything is inside the course. Everything is inside the course. There are also portfolios that you can just use without having to go and start creating your own from scratch. There are portfolio templates on different websites. So if you want to host it on Canva, you want to host it on a website. I'm talking of a website that are going to have maybe your name or your brand name, and it's going to be custom made. You are going to create it by yourself. There's also that available for you. You want to host it on Behance, you want to use Google Drive is not a good option. So that's out of the question. But I'm talking of websites, portfolio, PDF portfolio, and the likes. It's available for you to get. There's also client acquisition, client onboarding. Also, if you've been asking, how do I calculate and know how to get certain prices that I'm going to tell my clients? You don't know how to price your design, and you want to know how it's going to be profitable for you. There's also a calculation or a calculation system for you. You want to know how to calculate this is the right price to tell certain clients, or this is the right price to price my services. The system is already created for you. All you have to do is jump in. And there's a discount because it's currently at 10,000, but there's a discount for persons on this call who are willing to join within the next 3 days. There's a 30% discount on, it's not even 30% now, it's 50% discount because the original cost is 15,000, and right now today it is going for 7,000 naira. So if you are ready to get in, just click the link or send me the word design to cash in my DM. If you have any question, now is the time. If you have any question, shoot. Seems there's no question. I'm going to also be sending the link with the form. Once you fill the form, you are going to get access to the bonuses that I promised. I did not forget you. You fill the form, you get automatic access to the bonus that was promised. I'm also going to send it on the group. This is the form here in the chat box. So don't snooze. Join now. Have a nice day. Good night.